I'm starting it then.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay, this is it. Oh, wait. Patrons, go away. Okay. Do this here. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. All right, here we go. We're starting it, and it begins in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to my horticulture and botany channel. Today we're going to be talking about radishes and how best to cultivate them in your gardens this winter.
Okay, now get the hell out of here.
The morning stream. I think circulation can give me those numbers.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to TMS. This is the morning stream for, what day is it? Wednesday.
The 27th.
27th. Dangerously close to the flame of Thanksgiving. Oh, did you hear? People are starting to not want to say Thanksgiving. There's a war on Thanksgiving.
Oh, is there a war? What are they wanting to say?
There is
Happy
not
holidays?
one. It's completely made up. It's totally made up.
Exactly.
There is no
Fox
war on
News.
Thanksgiving. It's horse shit. Thank you
Fox
for letting me
News,
get that
like
out.
stirring up garbage.
It's not even just them. Last night at a rally, a certain somebody got up and said, "You know, I hear they're going to change they want to change it from Thanksgiving to something else. But now that we can finally say Christmas again, I'm not going to allow it to."
Oh, thank you for not letting that happen, fearless leader.
Okay, it's out of my system early. We're done with it.
All right,
We'll
good.
move on
Good.
to other things. So, last night in the dark of the snow and the wind. Okay,
Yes.
'Cause
Yes.
that time of
Yes.
year we're getting all this snow and all that crap you sent our way. Thanks very much for that, by the way.
I think you sent it our way.
That's possible. It's possible.
I think it came from the West, actually. It came from California.
Damn it. That means it's tinged with smoke. Anyway, so last night we're here. Well, about 3:00 in the morning, I'm hearing just like really harsh winds outside.
Oh, wow.
And that was
okay.
scary. But just before that, at about midnight or 1, something like that, I overhear this. I hear just yelling outside.
Okay.
Some kind of screaming, ragey back and forth between two unknown assailants. I wasn't sure who was doing it. So I got up, got over to the
You
window.
rose from your bed to see what was the matter?
What was the matter, yeah. What was the clatter and the matter? So I got over there at the window, and what did my beady eyes appear but the Tesla neighbor and his wife so near? They were right behind us. They were out in their driveway in the snow. One of the cars was on, like running.
Yeah.
Door open. Outside of the car, she's holding a kid in one arm and yelling at her husband, and he's yelling back at her. And I don't know what they were saying because, again, it was all like that.
Yeah.
But apparently there was a real domestic hoedown last night at the Tesla neighbor's house. Yeah.
But he's like basically standing outside the running car. So is he about to leave? And she's sitting there with the baby in her arms going, no.
Kind of. Yeah. It did look like he was bailing, or maybe he was just going somewhere and she didn't want him to, or they're back now. They appear to be both home, and I saw him up and moving around this morning. So I don't think it was like a,
This is it.
yeah, there was no, I don't think there was a final solution, but at the end of the thing, I was a little freaked out. Just thought, oh, geez, are we going to come to blows? Maybe they put dog poo on their own driveway and then we're mad at each other.
They're arguing about it.
Yeah.
No, I put it on there. No, I put it on there.
Yeah, so it was nice not to be involved in that particular dispute for once with them. Although they're pretty friendly with us now. They're, I didn't tell you about the update on Halloween, I don't think. Did I tell you about this?
Oh, no.
All right,
'Cause
so
aren't they the ones? Or no, I guess it was another neighbor that would really deck the house like with all sorts of Christmas.
Oh yeah, they do every holiday. In fact, they do like President's Day. Those people are crazy. Different house though.
Right. Okay.
But these guys, we had that fight in 2015. They called the cops. Nick put poo on their driveway. Their dog pooped in our yard. They lied. All that, right?
Right.
So that whole feud lasted however long. And then they drove by that night and went, F you, or whatever they drove by.
Right. Yes.
Or see you later, mother effers. I don't remember what they said. But it was hilarious because Teslas don't make any noise when they drive away. So it was like, it wasn't cool like a muscle car going, after someone tells you to F off. It was just like, yeah. It was like, F you. Up the road. Just really took the bite out of it. But
yeah.
Anyway, so Kim last winter, toward the end of last winter, her and Nick helped him get the car out of a high center that they did on their driveway. And ever since then, they've been very kind. And, you know, I think they kind of wanted to bury that hatchet. And now they kind of had to because we destroyed them with kindness, basically, is what happened.
Good.
Well, on Halloween night, they came out with their 2 little kids. They got a baby and a little toddler. And they seemed kind of nervous. The parents kind of nervous and standoffish down on the sidewalk, not knowing what was going to happen. But the kids came up to the door, and Kim went full Kim. Just gave them extras, 2 candy bars, little things of Play-Doh. Like went crazy with these kids, and just told them how great they looked. And you guys are awesome. I hope you have a great Halloween and all this. And I think that sealed the deal. I think we are forever in their good graces. However, they appear not to be in each other's good graces currently. And I get to just sit back and watch it and not worry too much about it. I mean, if things would have gone to blows, I would have thrown on my moon boots and headed out in the back and seen what I could do to help, you know, calm the nerves.
And that's the funny thing. I mean, I could see Kim even stepping in. Okay, well, why don't we just kind of take a breath, and you'll come over here with me, and you guys kind of cool off, take it, you know, count to 10, and I could just see Kim like jumping in on that situation.
She totally would. She'd say, "Now I'm gonna make us some grits with some nice cheese in it, and we're just gonna sit down."
Let's talk it over with some grits.
Yeah, some cheese and grits. She'd know how to do it. But anyway, little fun update from the Tesla direction over there.
I love it.
And they have now 2 Teslas, 1 Leaf, so the Nissan electric Leaf.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I fully expect, see, this is what's fun, you know, as much as I think
Are you sure it's not Ed Begley Jr. living over there?
It does. I mean, it does make me wonder. He's obviously got connections with some dealership or something. I don't know how he does it, but he's got. So we made all that fun of the Cybertruck and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm 100% sure I will see a Cybertruck in his driveway at some point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that'll give me a chance. I can go over there now that we're on good terms. I can go over there and go, "Hey, what you got here, neighbor? Take a look at your square car. This is cool," or whatever.
Well, we also know that. Friend of the show, Bronco up in Canada pre-ordered one as well.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I know he was defending it, but I didn't realize he pre-ordered one. That's cool.
I think he was defending it because he pre-ordered one.
That's how people do it, you know?
Yeah.
They buy a thing that everyone else makes fun of, and then they feel like they have to defend their purchase. I get it. I've done that before. I understand.
Listen, you know, Bronco, I'm just not a fan of the name or the logo. I think the car is there's something kind of cool about the look of the car, and I still stand behind that there might be changes before it lands in people's driveways.
Possibly, sure. I did see there was a video where it did a pulling contest with an F10. Ford. What's the Ford one? What's their?
The Ford F-150.
F-150, and it beat the F-150. Pulled the F-150 up the road. Is that true?
It did. There was some question as to whether or not that was a valid test because it may have been a front-wheel drive only F-150 and not an all-wheel drive. Like, there's question as to whether or not it was a real, genuine, you know, apples to apples kind of test.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we'll see. You know, people are saying, all right, yeah, put that up against. You know, the Ram 2500 or something like that, and then see, or put something heavy in the back in the bed of the truck to kind of give it some grip, and then see. Yeah,
then don't put the weakest truck on there, and then say, hey, look, it's better than every truck ever. Maybe compare it to other trucks, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm all for that thing doing okay. I want it to succeed. I don't want Tesla. I'm not in that boat of like Tesla is weird and everyone should pile on. I think they innovate and do cool stuff, and they're driving the industry in lots of ways. So
I agree. I think that Tesla succeeds in spite of Elon Musk.
Yeah, kind of,
not
right?
because of Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's a little bit like it's like the U.S. government. We just putter along. Yeah. We putter along despite things. Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that thing. I just want to see one up close. I don't. Again, I mean, even though I think the price is actually all right, I think it may not be for me. We'll see.
Yeah.
We've talked about that.
So started
at
3D
length.
printing something yesterday, Scott, that I decided to show you. It's I'm
the
redoing it
Cybertruck.
because of problems.
Just kidding.
Yeah, right. We did a Cybertruck. This is the front half of the.
That's upside
the
down, though, right? And
Razor
flip
crest.
Think you flip it the other way? Is that upside down? It's the other way, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. It is
Yeah, it
upside
is.
down. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, it can't land.
Right.
I keep scraping my jets.
Oh, look at that thing.
Yeah. However, as you can see here, one side kind of printed. It peeled away from the build plate because I know exactly the setting that I changed and screwed up.
Look at that thing.
So you can
dude.
see that angled.
Yeah.
And then there's the back end that kind of glues to the front that where it glues to the back end. But
Oh, so you
So
just
I'm
file
reprinting-
those down when you're done, and yeah.
exactly, and then jam them together with some Gorilla Glue. However, I'm reprinting it, so this is junk. But I decided I'd bring it out and kind of show it, and after it's been curing. and
Very
stuff,
nice.
so.
For people at home listening, this is the what's it called? The Razor
The Razor Crest.
Razor Crest Mandalorian
ship,
ship in The Mandalorian, which if you're not watching it, you should be. This does not spoil anything to tell you any of this. That ship is very cool, as are all Mandalorian-based ships. And
I
y'all
love the
should watch
music
that.
going too. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Listen to this. It just makes me want to go watch it right now. I'm going to go binge it again. Oh, it's so good.
Binge.
Yeah.
Like 40-minute episodes, 35-minute episodes.
Yep. They're that will be very bingeable in the end. That's the other thing. For people who are like, I'm going to wait until it's all out and then go just cram it. I kind of
Good
get.
on
I think that's actually pretty workable in this scenario.
For sure.
Yeah, more than other shows.
Do we know how many episodes the first season's going to have?
8 or 9 chapters is what they're calling them,
Okay.
I think.
All right.
And because none of them have a set time, it's entirely possible that toward the end they get longer, kind of like Game of Thrones did toward the end.
Right. Yeah,
So-
there's a few that do that. Some of the Netflix stuff like has a longer final episode of the season.
Yeah, which I'm totally cool with. I like the flexibility. I think it's cool that if you think your story and your rhythm is best served to be a little shorter, then you should
Sure.
have that option. And you can't do that on regular TV, but you can do it here.
That's the thing, right? Exactly. With an hour-long episode or 46 minutes or whatever it really comes out to when you do, full episodic broadcast television, you have to write in such a way that something exciting happens right at the end of the episode or near the end of the episode.
Mhm.
And with Netflix, you don't have to do that. You can write the story and 20 minutes in this episode, something exciting happens. We'll just cut it off there and we'll do, an hour and a half long next one, or, we'll basically just tell the story we want to tell with however long we want it to be.
Yeah, no, I'm into it. It's like podcasting, kind of. You don't have the set limits or rules as much as you do on radio or whatever.
Right.
That's why
so,
we can go longer.
Netflix, you're welcome. We podcasters figured it all out for you, and now you can thank us.
Podcasting is back in video form, everybody. Podcasting is back.
Right, exactly.
All right. Real quick here. We have a webpage for our Jack Friday plans this Friday. Now, some people have said, what is the significance of the name? I thought it was obvious because if you go to the site, to me it's obvious, but Jack Friday is a play on the word Jack, which is from You Don't Know Jack, which is the Jack packs that we're playing most of the time during Friday's festivities. We're going to be playing those Jack boxes, primarily 5 and 6, and then bits and pieces from previous 1 through 3. And if you're not familiar with what that game series is, I also linked that on the page. But here it is, frogpants.com/Jack Friday. Put out a tweet yesterday, so if you missed it, now's your chance. Hop in there. All it is just sort of where we're going to be, what time we're going to be there, and there'll be probably a little bit more added to it as I think of things today because, for example, I don't know how we're going to arrange some of these games that let you have hundreds of people in a game.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Maybe there's a way to pre-register that stuff. Maybe I don't know. So if I guess what I'm saying is just bookmark the page, and if you have any questions, we'll keep it up to date. Of course, you can always reach out to us online, but we're very much looking forward to this. and we're going to be doing it all for charity. We're looking for your donations that day to go to help kids in the foster system who get royally screwed all the time. And if you're looking for details on that, we're working with heartcrate.org to make that happen. You can even donate now at heartcrate.org/donate.
Totally can. Why wait? Just do it now.
Yeah, why wait? Get ahead of it if you want to. But it's a chance for us during these holiday seasons here to do a little good in the world and have a lot of fun with us and you. So up to 3,000 people can play. Really? Is that true?
Yeah, there's a couple of games that, Quiplash can have up to 3,000 players. And even the ones that you only have like 6 or 8 actual people playing, everybody else can log on to Jackbox TV with that code and then do thumbs up for good fibbage or good drawful or whatever.
All you need is a phone or a browser or a tablet, anything that's like basically a computing device, a modern, some semi-modern computing device. Even if it's older, it'll work because you're just using browsers, and it's awesome. It's really, really cool. So get going, everybody. Get going.
Yeah. Maybe you and I need to just get in the thing and figure out, all right, this game we can do with 6 or 8 of us. This game we can do with the full tadpole. This game we can do, and just kind of come up with our list.
I think that's a good idea.
I know Dan Tabletop Man is going to join us. I'm pretty sure Brian's going to be around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll take any and all comers. If they want in, great. If they don't, that's okay too. I'm going to take a few listeners in for some more direct stuff, like maybe some familiar faces around the community, that sort of thing. But we're looking to have a great time.
For sure. And
the stream's going to be a lot of fun, and your donations are going to an extremely cool cause. So check it out, frogpants.com/Jack Friday. That's Brian's creation, by the way. He came up with that name.
Yes. So blame me for Jack Friday.
I think it's very good. I think it's an amazing play on words, and I hadn't thought of it. And when you said it, I went, of course we're doing that. Like, duh. Now this. Hey, everybody, check it out. It's Brian Dunaway joining us. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Oh.
Jack Friday. Does that mean we're doing Jack and Coke while playing trivia games? What's going on?
We're not doing Jack on Friday.
We don't know Jack about doing Jack.
Oh, you don't know Jack. I gotcha.
Yeah. It's not the kind of Jack and Friday some people want. Anyway, hey, Brian Dunaway is here to play a little Babble Royale with us. That's a chance for a listener to call in and win some prizes, and it turns out we already have that caller. Let's find out who said caller is. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Good morning. This is Dominic Caliban in chat.
Nice, Dominic. It's good to have you here. Real quick to the chat, you're seeing this in there, the number, but for those at home who want to play, if you're ever listening live and are not in the chat room, 801-471-0462 is the number Dominic used, and you should use it frequently. Brian Ibbett, please explain to Dominic how this works and what he could win.
I will do exactly that. Dominic, I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian Dunaway a topic, and they're going to go back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Your job, Dominic, is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic today. I'm saying it over and over because I'm typing the sheet right now. Dominic, and I just don't want to forget it. All right, there we go.
Yep.
Today you're playing for a pair of games from Steam, God's Trigger. It's a war on God's Trigger, and then Throne of Lies, the online game of deceit.
Nice.
God's Trigger, is that when you say something and Guy's like, oh, I can't believe you said that?
Yep. How do you trigger God?
I'm outraged.
Yeah. I wonder what God's trigger would be. Let me think about that for a second. It would be the devil's good looking. There you go.
The devil's good looking.
Who pee with the seat down.
Yeah. That's it. Which way? The toilet paper on the inside of the roll. Oh, no.
Right.
That's right. Exactly.
Anyway, those are good games.
All right, so those are your prizes. Here is the category. This one comes to us from Katavari, chat room, Tadpooler Katavari. All right. It's been a while since we've had a TV one. I'm glad to see we've got a TV one.
Okay.
In the 80s, so from 1980 to 1989, 44 TV shows were in the top 10 of the year over the course of that decade. So in those 10 years, there were 44 shows that made up the top 10 of the Nielsen ratings every year. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so there's across the decade of the 80s,
Right.
the top 10, there were 40-something top 10 shows during that time frame.
Basically, yes. I'm only looking for the top 25 of those.
Okay.
So the top 25 of the top 10 Nielsen ratings annual for 1980 to 1989. I feel like I'm over explaining something that you guys get. You understand
Yeah, we
it.
totally get it, but I don't blame you for over explaining it because sometimes we're dumb
Right,
as rocks.
because
So.
it could be tricky because I'm already starting to think, and I'm like, what year did it start?
Yeah.
Let's just say the top 10 prime, and this is all prime time, by the way. The top 10 prime time television shows of the 80s. How's
All right.
that?
I
That's all I
like
really
it.
need to say.
I like it. I grew up in the 80s.
You nailed it.
That was my formative years. I'm good. Let's do it.
Cool. All right. So, Dominic, knowing that is their topic, and both of them feel pretty confident about it, who do you want to go first?
Good.
And who do you want to? Who do you think is going to win?
Let's go with Scott to start and Scott to win.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
I like
fancy.
these
That's a
odds.
different take on the game.
Yeah, I like it. Because then Scott can take some low-hanging fruit right off the top of the bat. I love it.
yeah. Here's my
Right.
low-hanging fruit.
Fruit on the bat?
The
All right,
lowest,
fruit
the
bat.
lowest hanging fruit bat today is probably Cheers. Has to be.
Cheers is a great one. Number 4 on the list. So Cheers.
Ruled the
right up
80s.
there.
Yeah.
Totally did.
Okay.
Spent 5 years in the top 10.
Been watching, rewatching it, and even though it ends in the 90s, we still can count it, right? Because that ended in like 92 or something.
Yeah, we're just saying
right.
what shows,
Okay.
the years that it was in the top 10.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you weren't watching the Cheers, you might have been watching. How about let's go with Family Ties? That was
Family
always in the
Ties.
top.
That's a good choice as well. Number 9.
When you paused on that, I was like, what?
Oh yeah, no, it sounded like you were gonna say more, so I was waiting to let you. I'm gonna let you finish. 3. It spent 3 years in the top 10.
Oh.
And Family Ties on NBC.
Would have to put. Oh, geez. Let me just make sure. Before I blurt this out, let me just think.
Blurt.
Sure.
Blurt. Yeah, I'll say Dallas. The drama
You'll say
Dallas.
Dallas?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You should say Dallas. That's number 3.
Oh, my.
6 years it spent in the top 10.
Wow. Okay. I was worried that was just my perception and not the reality. You know
Right.
what I
No,
mean?
that was both perception and reality.
Okay, cool.
All right, then how about well, if we're doing those primetime soap operas, might as well do Dynasty, right? That was always in the top 10.
Might as well. Number 7 on the list.
My
4
gosh.
of the 10 years it spent in the top 10.
Wow.
Tinners.
Okay. How we feel about Hill Street Blues?
Ooh.
How do we feel about Hill
Don't
Street Blues?
pause like that.
I know, he keeps killing me with that crap.
How do we feel about Hill Street Blues?
That had to be in the top 10.
How do we feel about Hill Street Blues?
He's going
really?
down the
I would have
list.
assumed it would have been in the top 10.
I
It
am
had to
not
be in the
even
top
seeing
10.
it in the top
No,
44,
there's no,
which is my
there's
list.
no way. It's gotta be.
Because I'm amazed by this too.
No, Hill Street
really?
Blues was everything.
Maybe
for a
it's
while.
top 10 critic and not ratings.
No, it's Nielsen ratings.
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
maybe my perception is
Oh.
critic and not Nielsen. Like Nielsen's.
Yeah, I
really-
mean it was
gotta be.
1981 to 1987. Here, I've actually got pull up the link really quick that Katavari sent me because I can't believe this is true, but this appears to be true.
Okay.
Really? So where were they at? How the crap did they not crack the top 10?
All right, so
Was
let's see here. Hill Street Blues was all right. Not in the 1980 to 1989 season. Let's go 1980.
It was like 81 or something. 82, something like that.
Yeah, not there. My gosh, it has to have been.
Wow.
It's crazy.
How
Why?
can that
I'm
not be
surprised I'm
in the
not seeing
top?
it at all. And
It's one of the most influential shows in the history of ever.
it is.
But,
Jeez.
but then again, maybe it was too heady for people or too, I don't
It
know.
might have been. Yeah, because I'm going year by year and seeing if it's even in the top 30, and I am not seeing it in the top 30.
I should have just said Cosby Show because that's there, right?
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
that-
here we go. Hill Street Blues was number 30 in the year 1984 to 1985.
But only those
How
2
in the
years.
crap?
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That appears to be the only time it cracked the top 30, even, which is
Wow.
it was top 21 in 1982.
I
which
had
is
But
what
that,
you're
that counts, right?
No,
Oh.
No,
because it's only those
it
2 years.
never was in the top 10.
Yeah, and also
top 10. That's right.
that's
yeah.
also that was like a real limited window. So I had in my back pocket I had Cosby, I had Golden Girls, I had
Yeah.
Cosby number 2, Golden Girls
Cosby.
number 6.
damn it.
Right.
What was number 1?
Number 1 was 60 Minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
in the
yeah, that's
top-
right.
In the top 10, all 10 years of the
Wow.
wow, I didn't know that. Is that still true? How do
Yeah.
they do now? They do okay now?
of the 80s. Probably not as well now.
Arm John
Here's a few.
Stossel.
Here's a few that I had that were just kind of like question marks in my head. It was like Miami Vice was like everything for a while. So I was
Oh yeah,
What's
no
the
Miami
crazy about
Vice.
that one?
Miami Vice.
Probably too cool for those
35, so would not
Wow.
have made it into our list. Here's everything you could have said: 60 Minutes, Cosby Show, Murder She Wrote, Golden Girls, Who's the Boss,
Ah.
MASH.
MASH!
Said MASH.
Frick! It's because
was
MASH.
doing-
It's because
MASH
MASH
was
started.
top 10 in the 80s
Yes.
because they just
Yeah.
barely made it into the 80s,
It
right?
did. It
Top
ended in
10 for
'84,
3 years
right?
of the 80s.
I think it died. Or
Yeah.
died in '84. It ended, the chicken
A
was a
different
baby
world.
in '84.
Oh,
The A
different
Team,
worlds.
Simon and Simon, Three's Company, Falcon Crest, Dukes of Hazzard, The Love Boat, Roseanne, The Jeffersons, Night Court, Alice, Growing Pains, Magnum PI, Monday Night Football,
Aw.
number 24, and The Love Boat 2,
Love Boat.
a second entry for The Love Boat. Oh, because it changed networks or something, I guess, at number 25.
It changed. I don't remember that. It changed network. How did Fantasy Island not in there? Not on the list?
Fantasy Island, not even in the top.
Yeah, that was like
44.
a show that that was a show that didn't come on until like 9 o'clock, I think, right? Because it was a little bit more
It was a little
adultish.
edgier. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people turned that off. I mean, you'd watch Tattoo come out and say deplane, and then after that, about 5 minutes later, everybody be flipping it off.
Yeah, everything about the Love Boat is showing the same. ABC, 2 years, and then 3 years in this other one. So I'm thinking Empty Nest would have moved into that slot. I would have taken
Empty
that one out.
Nest. Holy crap.
Empty Nest. Yeah, Hill Street Blues, 87 in its first year in the Nielsen ratings, 27 in its second year, 21 in its third year, number 30 in its fifth year. Never cracked the top 10.
Glad I never said Cagney and Lacey because I would have thought that did better too, but that's not on your list.
Yeah, that's number 37 in my list.
Jeez. All right. Well, shows
Wow.
what I know. Hey, Dominic, you have only me to blame. I think you had well-placed faith, and then I blew it for you. How do you feel about that? How you feeling?
I grew up in the '90s, and you did way better than I would have done. So I still have confidence. in
All
you.
right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you to the slightly younger generation. That's the sound I get for losing. We'll see you later. All right. Well, that means those prizes will move forward, and we'll add something to it next time we play this. Man, I'm still blown away by that. I don't know why I thought it was in there.
Surprises
But
me too. I would have thought that was a gimme. So
Yeah.
seemed like a gimme. And also, I wouldn't have put. I forgot because like Three's Company is another example of starting in the 70s, ending in the 80s, right?
yeah.
And I can't think
Yeah,
of any
when
of
did
those.
Threes? I want to say, boy, if
But
it
by-
started
but that-
77, I guess it started.
Right.
I
But by
thought
the
it was
80s, the viewership is down, right? I mean,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
way down.
Suzanne Summers left after the second season, and I think everything
Right.
kind of spiraled.
Did you guys tune in for Three's a Crowd? Did you guys ever
Yeah.
follow
I
up
watched,
on that?
I watched
spin-off?
like 2 or 3 episodes of that. Listen,
Yeah.
Jenny Lee Harrison. Once she was off the show, I was done with that show.
That was it for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
She was the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was. I was a Jenny Lee Harrison.
How do
fan.
we stand on Ropers versus Furley? Do we have a preference? Because I kind of like both. I like Mr.
I
I
Furley.
like
Yeah,
both.
it's-
They were
it's hard
both
to
one.
compare.
They were both one joke supers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, the Roper joke was that she was oversexed, he was undersexed unless it came to
Right.
like women way out of his age range.
Yeah.
And Furley was just like a paranoid,
Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
homophobic. They were both homophobic paranoids. weren't
Yeah, they were for sure. Furley
Mr.
was
Roper, not as much.
Furley cracked me up because Don Knotts every week was in like the most ridiculous kinds of
Oh, yeah,
clothes, like
70s.
just crazy
Button
clothes.
flag collars.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yep. That was nuts. I'm a little surprised also that you didn't say different strokes or silver spoon or any
surely.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was
Surprised about
that stuff. But no, that stuff was started prime time, but it went to syndication pretty quick, right? So that was.
Well, I don't know. I think it lasted a bunch of seasons. I think the big difference here is that I perceived
Wait, no,
time
we didn't
differently
just-
back then. Like 10 seasons of Game of Thrones just whips past me now.
Right.
But back in
But
the day
I
when I
think-
was a kid, it seemed like forever it took to get through one season of Different Strokes. I don't know. It's
But
weird.
I think Different Strokes and Silver Spoons both went to syndication almost immediately. I think their first seasons were okay, and then they immediately sold the shows off to syndication, and then we
I
had
thought-
a lot of the shows,
I
but
thought
they
you had to have
weren't.
200. I thought
they
there was a
weren't prime
rule.
time.
I thought you had a rule that you had to have 200 or more episodes. or
No,
something.
that was
100.
you could yeah, you could do it different than that. There's other ways to do
Oh,
it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 100 episode
Was it
limit.
100? Yeah.
That is one way to do it.
Well, I thought you had to do it, but I guess not. You're saying you
Is
don't.
it, the other way is what, just paying $1 million or something?
Right, here's
The
$1 million
palms
I'm buying out.
we'll call it advertising.
What you talking about, Willis? How's he doing? He's all right. He's the only survivor, right? He's the only one.
Todd
that's-
Bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todd
Yeah,
Bridges.
he's a person of interest now.
We're gonna look him up. Todd Bridges. He's
He's
an
still
American
good.
actor.
I watch him every once in a while. He'll pop up in little
You
interviews.
watch
here
him
and
every
there.
once in a while?
Well, I
What,
mean,
are
he'll
you
pop up in.
stalking him?
No, he's on YouTube. He'll pop up in little videos here and there.
Do you subscribe to the Todd Bridges channel on YouTube?
No, but I see things from time. He's, maybe I do, or maybe I don't have a Google search term that alerts me every time he does something. Maybe.
He's
Maybe I
got
do,
a
maybe I
lot
don't.
of stuff you've never heard of in post production right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Thursday the 12th, The Talking Tree, Bar Chronicles. I've got 5 on it. I've got 5 on it. 3
I got 5 on it.
Roommates on Elm Street. Way Out of Bounds, The Deaf Kid, and Paradise Pavilion.
Now, would you rather follow the trajectory of Todd Bridges or Kirk Cameron?
Kirk Cameron's he's pretty stable, right? You kind of know what he's doing.
Well, stable. Well, that's an interesting choice of terms.
I think I might rather be Todd Bridges. Seriously. Kirk Cameron makes me want to push his face into the snow. I really hate him. I don't like him at all. Just run it, just push it into the snow. Just grind it in there. All right, well, Dunaway, it's been a treat, a pleasure, really.
Absolutely. Hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too,
You're
man.
You're gonna be around Friday?
Yeah, you around at
I'm
all?
definitely gonna try to be. I'm supposed to be there. So what time is our little
Anywhere you want.
Yeah,
We can.
anytime.
Yeah,
whenever it's convenient. Jump in. And
It's
play
at
some
9.
games
We
with us.
start at 9 a.m. Mountain, go till 3 p.m. Mountain. So for you, that's 11 a.m. Eastern to
right.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. Yeah. The math is hard on this time zone. But we would love to have you.
I am definitely interested. And I definitely want to RSVP. So let me see what my schedule looks like for Friday.
All right.
Cool.
May all your
Cool,
butts be
cool.
hairy. We'll see you later. All right. Well, that was lovely.
Very good.
It was a good
That
time.
was lovely.
Let's do the news. Time for some news brought to you by.
Speaking of 80s television, holy cow, I love that. In anticipation of the December 10th launch of Book 2 in the Shattering of Kingdoms series, King's Guard, indie fantasy author Emmett Moss invites you to read Book 1, The Mercenary Code, now on sale at Amazon, or read it for free on Kindle Unlimited. 12 years in the making, this epic 4-book series has been a labor of love for indie author Moss, with his complete series to be released by 2021. Start your journey now with The Mercenary Code, chronicling a land plunged into chaos with the fall of the old monarchy, where armies are for hire and grievances are settled by the strict tenets of the code. Moss follows in the footsteps of the likes of Brooks, Jordan, Feist, and McKiernan in creating a land filled with a colorful cast of characters, intrigue, sacrifice, and hope. Visit bit.ly Ooh, one more time. Visit bit.ly/KingMoss to learn more and purchase directly on Amazon and Kindle Unlimited by searching for the Mercenary Code. And stay tuned for the exciting release of Kingsguard Book 2 in Moss's epic series, and follow him on Twitter at Emmett Moss.
Emmett Moss. That's
There
very
you
cool.
go.
Very cool. I want to read that book. Sounds like a good series.
It does sound really cool. Yeah. The Kingsguard.
Yes. Very Joe Abercrombie sounding title, which is that sucks me right in.
Oh yeah.
I love Abercrombie.
And you can tell by that promo, he's a writer.
Yeah. Probably a writer. Yeah. He's verbose. Let's put it that way.
Verbose.
Let's dive in here. We got a few stories we can get to, like this one. I want to thank Andrew for this story, by the way. He sent this in. Listener Andrew. He found this story. Doctor saves a traveler's life by sucking urine from the man's bladder during a mid-flight emergency.
Oof.
What would you do, Brian, to save someone's life on a plane? What would you do?
Oh, he go die.
He go
Oh, he go die.
Let's have a funeral now. I know suck urine. This is a Chinese doctor. He had to think on his feet when a passenger on his flight suffered a medical emergency. Zheng Hong, a surgeon from the first affiliated hospital of Jinnang University in Guangzhou, saved an elderly man's life by sucking urine from the traveler's blocked bladder during a medical emergency. The doctor, who was flying from Guangzhou to New York City on Chinese Southern Airlines Flight 399, was still 6 hours away from his destination when he sprung into action. The ill passenger was sweating and had a swollen belly, says the man. The man had also informed cabin crew that the traveler was previously diagnosed with an enlarged prostate. That's the big kind. You get them all big in there.
That's right. He's a good doctor, but his bedside manner sucks.
Yeah, he sucks all your pee out. That's what he does. Anyway, he says he was going into shock and may have suffered a risk to his life if we did not treat him urgently, says the doctor. So he did this. Now, there is actually video of it. I'm not going to show it.
Oh, get out.
I'm not going to show it, but there is video of him. Now, for those wondering, he doesn't go straight to the natural straw, the straw that God gave him, okay? We're not saying that. He does a little incision and a little straw hole, and then does it that way.
Sure.
Okay? It's like siphoning gas or something out of a car.
Yeah.
It's not the same. He didn't go and
You're
grab
not
his...
going to clear a blockage by going through an even smaller port.
Right. So, just so everyone knows...
God gave you.
I mean, I just want to make it clear that it wasn't that, okay? Chat says only I would think of that. No, come on now. A couple of you out there were going, okay, well, wait, where did he get the, it's the most obvious, it's the most obvious travel point. So I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, you can watch the video if you want.
I don't have a scalpel with me. Oh, well, I guess I got to go for the straw that God gave you.
Yep, that's the one. I mean, at some point, maybe you'd have, well, I don't know why that wouldn't even work. Like, the blockage you got to do it at a certain, like, strategic point in the guy's bladder. You got to poke him right in the right in the bladder hole.
Right, exactly.
All right, Zoe, fair enough. That's true. KFC in the news. The Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I'm familiar. They have a kernel, is what they have.
They do. A kernel of truth and an actual kernel. The truth is that there's chicken somewhere in their food. That's about That's about the only truth. Anyway, KFC Tokyo opened an all-you-can-eat and drink buffet restaurant. It sounds all right if you're into such things. And I guess from what I've heard, the Tokyo's KFCs are way, way, way better than ours.
I remember them all over the place. I don't remember. We didn't go into any of them, but yeah, it seemed like they were all over the place.
They're into it. Anyway, Japan Today reported, this is the newspaper, that KFC is opening an all-you-can-eat and drink buffet restaurant-style thing in Tokyo. KFC buffets are not a new phenomenon in Japan. The fried chicken brand rolls out buffet offers at their normal branches for several occasions during the Colonel's including the Colonel's birthday. However, boy, they really take this stuff seriously over there.
They do, yes. They love the Colonel, I guess, more than we do.
Yeah, it's like baseball and the Colonel over there.
Right, exactly, yeah.
It says the brand new KFC in the Machida neighborhood of Tokyo is the first restaurant to consistently offer an all-you-can-eat full menu and all-you-can-drink options. KFC opened their new restaurant there on Wednesday. Over 50 different items are available, including the original recipe fried chicken. Sorry to hear that. biscuits, pasta, fries, curry, soup, salad, and dessert, as well as all-you-can-drink packages for soft drinks and alcohol.
Okay.
Brian, I know your next trip to Japan's probably a ways off, but when it happens, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Swing by there.
I got to go check this out. Yeah. I mean, Pizza Hut had their they had like buffets, lunch buffets you could do at Pizza Hut. There was an all-you-can-eat kind of thing. And they were sister restaurants for a while. I don't know if they still are, if they're still owned. They used to be owned by PepsiCo, and then they got owned by Wow Foods or something like that.
Yeah. And then, PepsiCo owned Taco Bell, KFC,
Right. And Pizza Hut.
A&W, Pizza Hut, and then Pepsi,
Fritos.
obviously. Oh, Fritos? Right. I didn't know they owned Fritos.
Yeah, they owned. Did they own Frito-Lay or was it one of the other ones?
Well, they
I thought Frito-Lay was Yum Foods. That's it, not Wow Foods. Yum Foods.
Yum Foods? Really?
Yum Foods. Yeah.
I don't like that name.
Yum Foods.
Yum Foods. Where are they located? That sounds like they're in China or something.
It does, right?
Oh, no, there it is. American Fast Food Corporation, listed in the Fortune 500. They operate the following brands: Taco Bell, KFC, Pizza Hut, and Wing Street. Never been.
Oh, Wing Street, sure.
But this is not true in China, where the brands are operated by a separate company called Yum China.
All right, so.
But that's what you have to do. That's what Blizzard brought this up recently. If you do business in China, you don't just go into China and do business. You have to have a Chinese partner to do anything. That's why Blizzard, to get Diablo Immortal into Japan or into China, they had to work with NetEase. The same thing goes for World of Warcraft over there. You don't just go get World of Warcraft from Blizzard. You get it through NetEase because NetEase is the Chinese partner. It's a law thing. It's like a Chinese law thing. So, which I did not know until this year. I learned a little something out of that Blizzard.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And PepsiCo did have those fast food places. They also had Frito-Lay, and Quaker Foods was also part of PepsiCo for a while.
Oh, that's what the Barbara Bush is on the cover of those.
Yes.
I can't help but mention that every time.
I know.
She's got
it's the Jennifer Aniston. We can't bring up Jennifer Aniston or Joaquin Phoenix or
I love that you remember all these. What else? There are probably a few others.
Let's see. Lisa Bonet.
Oh, yep. I know what happened there. Shotgun.
What's another one? George Harrison.
Yeah.
Yep, good one. Jamie Savant.
I also do this thing that is probably not as nice, and I should stop doing it. But for years, when somebody would say the word albino, I would immediately reply. I would interrupt them and go, "Oh, you mean all white with pink eyes?" I'd say that every time. For no reason. It's just the stupidest thing.
It's a weird clarification, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So people would say, I met somebody today who was an albino. Ooh, you mean all pink all green with pink eye, or green. All white with pink eyes? Yeah. It's super stupid. And it's not nice because I promise I'm not making fun of people like that. But
you're thinking about the Pokemon that evolves into Albinazar.
Right. Yes.
All green with pink eyes. Yes.
All pressure is now off of me and on.
Elton John is a good. Oh, Megan Fox.
Megan Fox and her thumbs. Yeah.
Yes. Now Kristen Dunst. If people mention Reese Witherspoon, I have a clear path.
Yep.
Emily Blunt.
Yep. I think we both have, when we do Tom Cruise, it's either running or the middle tooth. One of those
center
things.
Tooth.
Yep. Center tooth running man. What else we got? I have too many of these. It's not healthy, probably.
I know. It actually would be playing celebrity charades with you probably be pretty easy, because then all you have to do is just go, all right, milk breath. Okay. Looks like my mom.
Yep.
No, not back then, but now.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, that's basically it. I do that thing with whenever Finnish people are brought up, I do the whole you mean they're translucent? They float above the ground and their hearts beat like a baby fish, and you can see it through their body. That I do that every time. Like you can see their heart beating like a baby fish. That's my favorite reply. The hair lip one's not very nice. I try not to do that one very much because that's not nice.
That's not nice. No. Milk breath is totally fine though.
Yeah. When I was growing up, as a teenager, it's kind of like me trying to not say pimp anymore, because it's not a great term. I mean, I understand what it means. We said yesterday, let's take the word back. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's as long as the world still has sex trafficking in it, it's probably not nice to.
Probably not good. Yeah. Kate Upton's a good one.
Oh,
Sarah
right.
Jessica Parker.
Yeah, Kate Upton with her weird torso that she's got.
Yep. See that again? We're playing Celebrity Taboo, and I can go weird torso. Mm-hmm.
I'm a little freaked out about how many people in the chat. Oh my gosh, Jake Gyllenhaal, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie, yeah. Or specifically, it's really more Maggie Gyllenhaal gets brought up.
You guys really retain this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. All right. I gotta shut up more. All right. Yum.com if you want to learn about Yum brands. They have 48,000 restaurants, Brian. 48,000 different restaurants. That includes KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell.
Me, yeah.
Yeah. They are global leaders of the chicken, pizza, and Mexican style food categories. Wow.
Well,
yeah.
Let's get that Popeyes up, man. Come on, we got to get Popeyes to the top.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. All right, here's a story. I guess I'll do this story. This is weird. According to the Birmingham Star City. I guess that's a paper? I don't know.
It's a newspaper, yeah.
This is reported in the UK, but I don't know. Anyway.
They got it from the Birmingham Star City.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. 13-year-old girl among arrests after a machete, or as we would be corrected by Randy. He'd call it a machete.
Machete.
There was a machete brawl during the Frozen 2 premiere.
Of course. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen during Frozen 2. That thing just incites so much violence.
Doesn't it, though? It just gets people just whipping knives out and going to
And they just can't let it go.
Yeah. A 13-year-old girl is among 5 teens arrested over a mass brawl involving youths armed with machetes at a Birmingham cinema. Families were watching Frozen 2 at Star City when the disorder broke out late on Saturday afternoon, sparking a mass evacuation of the complex. Police said up to 100 teenagers were involved in the major disorder. That was my finishing move when I was wrestling.
The major disorder?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, people thought my name should have been Major Disorder, but it was actually my finishing move because I would leave my enemies with a major disorder when I would leave.
So I guess bringing a machete to a movie theater is okay in the UK? It's okay in the UK?
Yeah. It's totally fine. They don't have a problem with it. They're pro machete rights. I don't know. It says there were people there that had machetes. Dozens of officers were sent to the complex after a 999 call. That's what they do there. Just after 5:30 p.m., reported a group of youths with machetes, a spokesperson for West Midlands Police said. 2 machetes were seized during the trouble, which saw pockets of fighting and 7 police officers left with minor injuries, as they dealt with the crowds in and around the cinema. Philip! Armed police were deployed to the scene, drawing tasers to restore order following a very hostile response. Police were left with facial injuries. That's better than fatal. Ooh. And a knife was recovered at a nearby roundabout. Don't bring it. That's the old phrase, Brian. Don't bring a knife to a machete fight.
Or a machete fight either.
Machete.
But you can bring Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
It's highly recommended to bring Danny Trejo to a machete fight.
Right. Do you remember him in Desperado? He was awesome in Desperado because he played. I don't remember the name of the character, but he had like an overcoat on thing, and then when he started fighting Antonio Banderas, he would like yank the coat off, and underneath was a vest full of tiny little hand blades that he just started taking out and hucking at Antonio Banderas.
Oh no, I don't know if I've seen it.
If you have not seen. Tarantino's in that movie too. It's weird.
Really?
It's a sequel. Okay, so it's Robert Rodriguez, right? He made it.
Right. And I saw Desperado.
But
you're talking about Once Upon a Time.
No.
About the sequel to Desperado.
I'm talking about Desperado. Desperado's the one I'm talking about.
Desperado's the sequel to. That's right.
What was it called?
The second movie?
El Mariachi. El Mariachi.
El Mariachi. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Which was his breakout indie, like, oh my gosh, new director on the scene movie. He spent like $7,000 on it or something.
I saw El Mariachi. I never saw Desperado.
Desperado rocks.
Really?
And it's in English, by the way, so it's not a true Spanish language follow up to the other one. It's an awesome thing. It's like I don't know. To me, in the 90s when there were action movies, that was like top on my list, like top 3. I loved it.
And Salma Hayek was in that one as well, or was she just in?
Just in that one.
Just Mariachi or El Mariachi.
I don't think she was in El Mariachi at all.
Oh, then it was just Desperado. Well, shoot, maybe I've seen Desperado then, because I remember seeing a.
You might have.
I remember seeing a Robert Rodriguez film with Banderas and Salma Hayek in it, so maybe I did see Desperado.
Yeah, and the first movie didn't have Banderas in it. It was a different guy.
Oh, okay. Well, then I definitely saw Desperado.
All right, so you just haven't seen El Mariachi.
I just don't remember. Yeah, and I just didn't remember the overcoat with all the little throwing knives.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico, the follow-up is Garbage.
Yeah.
That's a bad movie. Didn't need to be, just was. Don't know what happened there.
Oh, look at that. TVZ Gun actually has the clip of the Trejo in the overcoat.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah, I have seen this because I remember seeing Buscemi in this as well. Okay.
Yeah. It's a great movie. Oh my gosh, I want to watch it now. I love that movie. It is the most like Western-ass Western. It's great. Yeah. It's very Tarantino, and Tarantino's literally in it. It features a secret hideout hidden behind a poopy toilet.
I think any of the 3 of these probably would be great for Film Sack, but maybe, as Rusty Nail suggests, maybe Once Upon a Time in Mexico is the one we go for.
Yeah. We certainly couldn't do the first one because it's all Spanish, but we could do Desperado. I don't need much of an excuse to watch Desperado. I love that movie. Second DVD I ever bought. First one was Fifth Element, and then I bought that. That's how I rolled. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, time for Tom and also Recommendals. Nicole's not here. She's got some stuff with the kids, but we are going to forage ahead and recommend the films and TV things that we watched on streaming services today for Recommendals. Before all of that, though, we have a prepackaged song brought to us by Brian Ibbett, the Santa Claus of music. Brian, what is it?
Let's unwrap this prepackaged song, stick in the microwave for 30 seconons, and then you have to open it and stir it.
Great.
This is a band called Oh He Dead, which is, I think, my answer to the guy on the airplane who needed his bladder sucked out. Oh, he dead. If you like bands like Alabama Shakes, Amy Winehouse, or the XX, or the Double X, what do you call it? Do you call them the XX?
The double. I would have said the Double X, but maybe he's the XX.
Double X.
Yeah.
The XX, the Double X. Anyway, if you like those bands and artists, then you'd like these guys. The band is called Oh He Dead. I'm trying to figure out where they're from. I don't see it. I don't see it where they're from. But anyway, they have a new EP that's got 2 songs on it, Show Me Love and Stay. We're playing the latter. Here is Stay by the band Oh He Dead.
Sorry, gentlemen, but all your ad does is remind folks that 3 million people suffered a horrific, traumatizing, and inexplicable death.
That show is garbage.
The morning stream. Save it for the French.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back. Can I just say, this isn't my recommendal.
Okay.
But I know this is I know it's a divisive topic. And I know there are some people who don't like it, okay? I understand that. Right. But I really, really like the Watchmen series a lot.
Oh.
It just is, it's rubbing a certain kind of cheese for me, and I'm loving it. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to binging the first half of the season sometime this weekend, sometime during the next 4 days.
I will be anxious to hear your thoughts because I really, really like it a lot. I know Justin does not. He and I both love the source material greatly, so it's interesting to see us diverge on this, but I really, really like it. It's very good. All right, let's get a call in to one Tom Merritt. You know him, you love him.
I do love him.
Yeah, he's great. And then there's
like a brother.
Like a brother.
Like a brother.
Like a brother.
Yeah. With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is Tom Merritt, and he joins us, as he always does, on Wednesdays to talk about the daily goings-on of technology in the world. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so good to have you. I hope you're well. How are you?
I am dry. It's raining here, but I'm warm and safe indoors.
Well, it's snowing here, and it's really cold. So
it is really cold for Los Angeles here.
Oh, yeah. What's the temperature?
Means 50s.
Ooh.
Oh, geez, in the 50s. Yeah. There was a minus in front of my our temperature this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, just multiply it by another temperature with minus, and then it'll be positive.
Yeah. Ours is.
Look at that. 2 wrongs do make a right, Tom.
We really do. Look, it's math. It's simple math.
We are currently sitting at a reasonably balmy 36, which is crazy because overnight we were in the negatives, I believe, or something close to that. Anyway, that's your weather.
16 here at Arvada.
Yeah.
36
Weather on the
Salt Lake.
fours.
Mm-hmm. We'll be back later with traffic. Before that, though, hey, it's technology time with Tom Merritt. He's all the way from Los Angeles, California, and does a show called The Daily Tech News Show, which is a great wrap-up of all the things happening in the daily tech news world. And he's here to talk about some of those top stories. Tom, what's going on today?
Well, did you hear yesterday, Patrick Bejan and I talked about this with Sarah on DTNS, Phil Spencer's remarks on virtual reality?
No, actually, that I'm freaked out that I haven't heard about this. Tell me what.
Okay, don't be too freaked out.
Okay.
Microsoft head of Xbox, if people didn't know, is Phil Spencer, and he was talking to an Australian game site called Stevivore about virtual reality, and he said that he has issues with VR. He said it's isolating, and I think of games as a communal kind of together experience, which we all laughed at on DTNS yesterday. Like, isn't that what people say about video games in general? But okay,
right.
Phil, you go for it.
Sure.
He said, we're responding to what our customers are asking for, and nobody's asking for VR. Of course, as soon as you say something definitive on the internet, you're going to get people telling you why you're wrong, and everyone's pointing out the $100 billion in VR sales for Oculus over more than 3 years, although that really doesn't match the first day sales of Red Dead Redemption. But it does point out that, there are people buying VR. There's 14 million VR users in 2018, according to analyst firm Superdata. And even Sony's Shuhei Yoshida tweeted, "We oftentimes work hard to make things that no customers are asking for."
Yeah, it's unfortunate he actually said it because I understand I understand more where he's coming from than probably his words have conveyed. Because sure, it isn't a slow uptake, and yes, the technology is going to rapidly change, and we're kind of not there yet in terms of like full prime time for that stuff, and I sort of get it. But also the other part I don't like about this, and I like Phil Spencer a lot, and I think he's doing great things for Xbox. But you could argue that part of the reason video games have become more isolating is because of technology and services they pioneered with Xbox Live. That made it so that people could play together if they wanted to, but gone were the days of, we can only do this on the couch together. Now were the days of listening to some 12-year-old yell at his mom over Xbox Live, and so you mute that stuff. And that arguably was one of the most video game isolating moments in gaming history. So I don't know if I buy that whole idea of, we're all about it's too isolating. Well, what is it now? It's kind of the same. You're playing online with people. VR could play online with people. Most people are going to mute their mics because they don't want to talk to strangers. Like, welcome to video games as we know it. So I don't know. All that stuff seems a little weird.
What I think Spencer's leaning into is the idea that when you have a virtual reality headset on, you see nothing but the game. So you are, in fact, isolated, more so than any other video game from the rest of the outside world. You were less likely to hear other things. You certainly aren't going to see other things around you unless the VR game gives you some kind of pass-through video. So that's what he's talking about. He's trying to play on that criticism. And of course, everything you just said is absolutely true if you take a different definition of isolation, right? It's all a matter of semantics, and really what he's trying to say is this is why we're not building VR into Project Scarlet. So let me get ahead of that disappointment right now, and I think he's got a good bet, whether he's upsetting people today or not. I don't think people are not going to buy the Xbox because it doesn't have VR. And I doubt too many people are going to choose to buy the PS5 because it does have VR. I think PS4 was ahead of the Xbox in sales because of its games, not because of its VR. So this is a little bit of a tempest in a virtual teapot.
Yeah, I think so too. Also, the fact that, using the term nobody's asking for it versus the term like, we're not, we just haven't seen the demand for this versus other features we really want to focus on. That's a lot easier to swallow. So you're right. It's semantics, and semantic arguments on the internet are kind of the worst. So Tempest and the Virtual Teapot.
Wait. What do you mean by kinda?
Okay, they are the absolute freaking worst, is what I meant to say.
Wait, well, hold on. I don't think you can prove that.
Prove it, you can't. That's what I always say. Well, anyway, that's interesting. I'm like I've said multiple times, most interested in Microsoft's strategy for this next generation than anyone else, and it's because they are positioned in such a way to kind of get their hands in almost all of the current hot pots. Like if you really want to get to the next stage of cloud gaming and streamed gaming, they're working on. That's part of the plan. If you're looking for good service-based gaming, they're way ahead of everybody else right now in the services stuff with affordable ways of getting your gaming on without having to spend a ton of money. And they also kind of have the traditional stake planted in you can still buy discs and you can still download our games. So they've got a bigger, broader package moving forward than I think certainly than Stadia does and others like it, but maybe even Sony. And in Sony's case, Sony's greatest strength is not any of those things I just mentioned. Their greatest strength is first-party titles. And it's going to be so interesting to see if that first-party title focus carries them through the next generation in a leadership position or not. I am stoked about this change.
Related to that point, Facebook is going to buy Beat Games and make it part of Oculus Studios. So taking a page from that playbook, Facebook is trying to make the Oculus a bigger player in virtual reality by buying the maker of what is arguably the most popular virtual reality game out there, Beat Saber.
Yeah, and Beat Saber is amazing. It's really good. That was a good acquisition for them. Also, the Oculus Quest PC Link thing happened this week. At least, I guess it's in beta, but it's out there for everybody.
Yep.
I don't have the right cable yet. I need to get one. Apparently, they're sold out.
Patrick tried it with his Shadow cloud computer, and it worked.
Oh, that thing's only like a meter long, though, right? It's like super short or something like that.
Well, but he didn't have to stretch it all the way to the cloud. I'm not sure why you're.
No, I just mean like if you're doing like a one that has a lot of room space in it, you're not going to get very far with that.
Yeah, no. That's true whether you're using the cloud or not. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm super excited about that particular development.
That's
and
cool.
Beat Games is a good acquisition for them because they make arguably the best thing in VR right now. That game's amazing. If you've never played Beat Saber, you should totally play it.
It's great.
And if you're worried, they're going to stay in Prague. They're going to stay independent they're not going to be rolled into Oculus Studios. They'll just be part of Oculus Studios. So they're going to continue to make their own games. They're going to continue to support all the platforms they currently support. They're not going to try to become Oculus exclusive. So you can scream your fears into the void if you want, but they're saying all the right things as far as keeping Beat doing what makes Beat good right now.
Yeah, Beat Saber's on Steam. It's on PSVR. It's a multi-platform game. I assume support for that will continue in all those forms. Maybe Oculus gets something unique and interesting moving forward. I don't know. There's actually a lot more crossover with VR than I expected. A lot more cooperation. Let me put it that way.
Well, because it is a weird thing, and I've heard people discuss this a lot. It's not exactly a controller, but it's also not exactly a platform.
Right.
Now, granted, you can make it a platform like Facebook is doing, where everything is self-contained, but it doesn't have to be. So it's kind of in this weird space where it can be multi-platform or not, depending on how you make it.
Yeah, and the fact that they said with the Quest, here's our closed platform, more powerful wireless solution, which I think is a great step in a great direction, but some might say, oh, it's too closed. Well, this link capability basically puts it back in bed with what you're doing with Vives and what you're doing with everybody else's thing, because now I can go play my Steam VR games using an Oculus Quest without any difference between that and the Rift. So that sort of stuff seems, I don't know, weirdly crossing the aisles for a industry that's known for platform wars and infighting and trying to block everybody out from your platform, which is still true on the console side. But I like that VR is doing that, and I think it's because all of them benefit from whatever growth they can carve out in these early days. So
yeah, it turns out that's what companies do. They don't try to insult you or harm you. They try to do what gets you to part with your money.
Yeah. It turns out that's kind of the big thing. They want your dough, your cash, your scratch. Yeah. I can't think of any other words.
And if that means going cross-platform, by golly, they'll do it.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite euphemism for money? Do you have a good word that you like to use?
Cheddar.
Cheddar's good.
Cheddar. That is a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to start using cheddar more. I like that. Well, we're going to use more cheddar this afternoon. Actually, really not. But we're going to do more on the Daily Tech News Show today at 2:30 Mountain Time. It's my day. It's Wednesdays. I love being on. Is there anything else you would like to mention before we go?
Yeah. Also on yesterday's show, we did a bit of a rundown of tips to remember when shopping online to keep yourself safe. And I think this is a good episode to share with your friends and family. I'm sure you're fine. It's always good to have a refresher just to make sure you've got your best practices in mind. But I feel like this is a good one to play maybe over the Thanksgiving holidays. Like, hey, before you get online for Black Friday sales, keep these things in mind. Stuff like looking for the security lock, not storing your credit card information with merchants, making sure that you're actually on the site you think you're on when you're buying something, only buying from companies you feel safe giving your payment information to, stuff like that. It's all at dailytechnewsshow.com.
Very nice. Go check it out. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter. Take it easy. We'll see you next time.
See you, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
All great advice.
Bye, Tom. Yeah, that was good advice. I feel advised,
Yes.
in a meaningful way. All right. Since Nicole's not here, we don't play her thing. We play this instead. Yeah, that's right. That music can only mean one thing, and that one thing is it's time for recommendals. Stuff we see on streaming services that we like. They can be movies, they can be TV shows, old or new. It doesn't matter. And the tradition states that we start with Brian. Brian, do you have a setup for your clip?
I do, and what's cool about this is that we started watching this independently, but found out that this would have been Nicole's recommendal. Like after we started watching, I said, "Oh, I'll bet this is the thing that Nicole said that she was bummed that she couldn't be on today's show because this is exactly what she was going to recommend." So, this is cool. So this actually works as both mine and Nicole's recommendal. It's something brand new, 2019, and had to find a clip that would have the fewest number of bleeps that I had to insert into it.
Oh, good. All right. Some adult material. Yes. I like it.
There you go. Exactly.
All right, here we go. Let's play it.
Wait, are you guys talking about Molly Davidson?
Yeah.
That girl is so weird. She always acts like she's like 40.
I wish she was 40, man. Women in their 40s know themselves.
No, but she's cute. Yeah, I give her that, but she'd probably make you quiz on her SAT analogies while you her.
Dude, no, her is probably stuffed with diplomas. How much you want to bet? That shit's like a filing cabinet down there.
Well, I got no problem with a filing cabinet. I would make passionate sex to Molly Davidson.
Really?
Yeah, I just put a bag over her personality.
Molly's like a butterface for personality. A butter personality.
Yeah.
So bad.
That's cool, man. Yeah. What?
Oh, please do not stop on my account.
I assume that was the Molly person.
That was
they
Molly.
were talking about.
Yeah, coming out of the bathroom stall as they're talking about her. Oh no!
Yeah, one of those moments. Was that
That's right.
the unisex bathroom at a school or something, or what the heck was that?
That is a unisex bathroom at a school. It's like the teacher's lounge bathroom or something. I don't know. This is a movie called Booksmart, which came out earlier this year. Sarah Haskins, the screenplay. Here we go. Beanie Feldstein is who you heard there, and Caitlin Dever play these two high school students who are about to graduate, who have basically been spending their entire time in school only thinking about school and studying and late night cramming and stuff like that, while all their friends or all the other people in their class have been out partying and stuff. And they feel like, oh my God, we've spent all this time. We haven't gone to a single party. We're going off to college. One of them is going off to work in Africa to help kids. And they decide that they want to have one last go at a party.
Okay.
And so the movie follows them over the course of an evening trying to find this big party that's going on. It sounds like, very 80s style setup, and it is kind of a 80s style feel to it.
Yeah.
It's directed by Olivia Wilde. So
I like her. She's great.
She's great. She directed it, and Jason Sudeikis is in it, as well as Will Forte, Lisa Kudrow. This is great. This is really, really good. It sounds, maybe that clip wasn't to your liking, but the looking at people in the chat room. But the
I mean, I do kind of want to kick I want to kick those boys in the head. Is that
you
wrong?
do? Oh,
Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Good.
But
I'm supposed to then. That's good.
you're supposed to want to kick those boys in the head.
All right.
Great coming of age film, and it's right now on Hulu. You can watch it over there on the Hulu.
On the Hulu. Okay.
On the Hulu. What was I going to say? There was something else about this. Oh, Caitlin Dever or Dever. I don't know how it's pronounced. You know her from the Netflix miniseries Unbelievable. She's the
yeah, she's
the young
amazing
girl.
on that. Yeah,
she's so good, and she's really good in this. It's great to see her in something a little bit more comedic, for sure.
A little more, because she was kind of sad, and she was in Justified as well. She was
Justified. Yep.
The foster girl that he was always worried about her or whatever. And she's always been in such sad roles, so it's nice to hear that maybe she's in something a little more upbeat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beanie Feldstein, from. I don't know if you've watched the TV show What We Do in the Shadows yet, but she's in there. She's going to be playing Monica Lewinsky in American Crime Story, the new season of American Crime Story that comes out. Her brother is Jonah Hill.
What?
Yeah.
So she's basically in a female bad, what's it called?
Superbad.
Yeah. That her brother, It's like her brother made a movie, and now she's like, here's the lady version. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Yes. Anyway, really, really good. Really sweet coming of age film. Don't watch it with the kids, but it is a really sweet coming of age film. And
and Nicole, this was Nicole's as well, and she also liked it?
This would have been Nicole's recommendal. Yeah, she basically said the same thing, that it is like, she says it's her favorite coming of age film ever now. Like it's taken the place of Fast Times at Ridgemont. I don't know if she likes Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but one of those type of films.
Did it take? I mean, for me, I can never. Breakfast Club will forever be there for me.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be hard for me to pull away, but I can have more.
It doesn't surpass Breakfast Club for me, but it's up there for sure.
There you go then. Jonah Hill's sister. Oh, I'm looking at her face now. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can totally see Jonah Hill. It's the new Jake and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh no.
I'm going to see each other's faces all the time.
That's right. Oh, there's a character named Gigi in this that they seem to cross her path everywhere they go. She's played by Billie Lourd. She's Carrie Fisher's daughter, and she's great also.
Oh, yeah. Billie Lourd's good in... She had a tiny role in that last Star Wars movie. She was good in that.
She did. The last 2 Star Wars movies, apparently.
Oh, was she in...
The same tiny role in Last Jedi and Force Awakens.
I didn't know she was in the first one. All right. That's cool.
I don't know if she's in the new one. She might be.
Hey, I got a question for you, Mandalorian related, before I play mine. It's a tiny question.
Sure.
And it won't make any sense to anyone who hasn't seen it, so it's not a spoiler.
Okay.
Who gets the Mon Calamari bounty puck? Does he just keep that? Do they have backups? Is it part of the database?
I guess. Well, he still has it, so I guess he just.
Okay.
Maybe he's gonna go do that one as well for a little side cash.
Yeah. But the problem is he can't take it back to the guild. That's a guild puck, so I don't know who gets it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm super curious if they even follow through on it. Like maybe they won't.
Yeah. Good point.
He sells it on eBay. Houdini 7 says. You wouldn't believe what these Mon Calamari pucks make on the.
That's right.
On eBay. Don't worry though. It's
verified puck seller. A+++ would buy puck from again.
Is not a trap. Anyway, let me play this clip now. Let's see if you can figure it out. It's a documentary. Documentary.
Is it? All right.
And the only hint I will give you is that it is on a streaming platform. All right.
Oh, okay. Good. That helps.
Here goes.
Does it feel different to be up there without a rope?
It's obviously like much higher consequence.
People who know a little bit about climbing, they're like, oh, he's totally safe. And then people who really know exactly what he's doing are freaked out.
I've thought about all cap like for years, and every year I'm like, that's really scary. I'll never be content unless I at least put in the effort. El Cap is the most impressive wall on Earth.
It's 3,200 feet of sheer granite. It's the center of the rock climbing universe.
Obviously, I get interview questions about it all the time. Oh, would you like to do that? And you're like, yes, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, I'd recognize that vocal fry anywhere. That's that guy is all vocal fry. Oh yeah, I totally want to climb El Capitan without any sort of rope.
Yeah, it's because he's too much climbing, not enough talking or something. I don't know.
That's right. Yeah, that's free solo.
It is free solo, and I thought it was the process to get a bounty hunter out of carbonite, but it's not. It turns out it's about a dude what climbs really steep surfaces and does it without any ropes. And I'd never heard of it before until Disney Plus landed, and it was one of their documentaries produced by who do they work with? National Geographic. That's who it is.
Never heard of it before. Never
hadn't heard of it. Did you recommend it before? Did you?
I recommended this about 6 months ago when it was free to watch on the National Geographic.
How do I not remember that? I mean, now that you say it, I'm got wrinkles of memories of it. So you talked about this exact thing before. This exact movie.
Exact thing. Do you like it when he gets to the top of El Capitan and he sees a red on-air light?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
He sees a tiger. It turns out it's a leopard.
It's been long enough, and God knows, I think we've all recommended Life in Pieces about 1 billion times on this show. So
that's true. I don't even know who to attribute it to anymore. But it's funny because now that you say this, I'm having some weird memories of it, like of you bringing it up. But up till now, or up till today, I've completely forgotten that.
It's good. I'm glad to bring it back because it's now on a new streaming platform service that a lot more people have.
Yep.
A lot more people have access to, and you can make your butt pucker for 2 hours watching it all over again if you want.
Yeah, I didn't expect so much butt puckering. Also, I think his girlfriend is awesome, and he should listen to her more.
He should. He's not nice enough to her.
No,
he needs to really. Yeah.
He's relationshiping.
He loves
up.
El Capitan just a little bit more than he loves his girlfriend.
This is true. I don't know how people do this. What he did or does. I just can't imagine it. It's to me, it is a foreign alien concept that you would free climb anything of any height. And so many of, the documentary gets into this, but so many of his contemporaries just straight up die from doing this. They just fall off and die. And he probably will at some point. Like if he keeps going, the odds are he'll slip and fall.
He'll die doing what he loves.
He absolutely will, and his poor freaking girlfriend's gonna have to deal with it. But man, I don't know why I really aligned with her in this.
Yeah, because she's like, I'll try a little bit of it, and she doesn't. I think she does she'll do the ropes. She won't do it without any harness or anything.
Right. It's just nuts to me.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that you bring this up because there was a woman who fell on El Capitan yesterday.
Oh, geez.
And
was she free soloing?
And the guy, she was free. No, she wasn't. But this guy, and I'm trying to remember his name, was there and saved her life.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, let's see here.
This
Emily
guy,
Harrington
this dude was there. Alex Honnold was there.
Alex Honnold was there. Yeah, here we go. World-class climber Emily Harrington credits free solo climber Alex Honnold with life-saving rescue after fall from El Capitan.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, she was climbing it and fell 150 feet.
Was he just hanging around there all the time or something? He must be.
I guess he was. Oh man, yeah, she's all banged up. Oh geez.
Oh, that's share that link. I want to follow up on this.
Yep, absolutely. Here you go.
Deep diving because I was trying so hard to get my head around this dude's mentality, how he can compartmentalize in this way, how he can essentially psych himself up for this sort of thing and do it at 4:00 in the morning or whenever the hell they get up there to start.
Right. Oh my God, I know. Yeah, when it's dark and
I don't understand. I know they're trying to beat sunlight and stuff like that and wind and whatever, but it's just really intense, and it was great. It was a very good documentary. So when Brian recommended it, and then I old man forgot it, you were right to like it then, and people would be right to see it now. It's very, very good.
Yeah. So she basically had, so looking at this article, she basically had a safety harness rope that wasn't pulling her up or supporting her. It was like in case she slipped and fell, then the rope would kick in and catch her. But she still went down quite a bit and like bounced down the side. The rope wrapped around her, and Alex Honnold helped catch the rope and keep her from falling. But yeah, she was going up using just hands and feet.
Oh, she got banged up pretty good.
She did, yeah.
Oh, the way she describes it. She says, it wasn't a moment of panic. It wasn't a moment of surprise. She told Good Morning America. She says, honestly, it was a very calm moment. In my head, it was just kind of like, okay, I'm falling. This is happening. That's probably how they all feel because they all do this.
Probably.
You know?
Yeah.
And geez, Louise. That's super cool that he had anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Oh, she got scratched up real bad.
Either that or this is a publicity stunt to really push watching Free Solo on the new Disney Plus service.
And you can get it on Disney Plus. Very
Publicity stunt.
Yeah. But his whole thing with like having real trouble with relationships and emotions is an interesting take. I really enjoyed it. It was great.
This part of his brain that turns off his ability to feel fear, probably is also the thing that makes him kind of robotic when it comes to relationships and love.
And climbers are ripped. My gosh, they're ripped. I mean, you see him in a hoodie, you just go, oh, it's just some weird kid. Get that shirt off, and holy shit!
And the ability that they can like put their fingers in a little crevice between a couple of rocks and use enough force to like grapple their hands in there, basically to hold them while they reach up for another handhold or foothold or something.
And to do it
like
that high,
sometimes that is all that's holding them up is like a little, 3 fingers in a crevice.
When I was watching it, and there was a scene where he was having to make a leap at a certain point. They had a name for the point. Like they have all these names for this stuff.
Yes.
And it
and they had the different ways he could do it. And they showed him falling like one of those times when he had a rope.
Yeah, that was really rough. And the guy down there that we're filming that couldn't look while all this was going on, he's me. He's me.
Totally.
If I would have been there, I couldn't have done it. But I was just like, wow. And imagine watching this in like, I don't know if it was filmed in IMAX, but I kept thinking like, if this was an IMAX film, this would be
I bet it was. I'll bet you could watch this in IMAX, and I couldn't. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's 2018 is when this came out. 6 months ago, you heard about it. Now you hear about it again. It's called Free Solo. And it's not just a great idea in Star Wars. It's a fantastic documentary about solo climbing, and it's crazy.
It's not the process of loosening a red plastic cup from a bag of similar red plastic cups.
No, but I would also watch that documentary. That would be great. There's your recommendals. Hope you enjoyed them. I know I did. Hey, before we go, we have a quick email from a listener.
Yeah.
This is from Ben, and he says this: Hey Scott, fear not. Fargo Season 4 is on its way. I live in Chicago, and my gym was surrounded by the production last week. Below are some photos of a few of the great old vehicles they brought in. Love the show, Ben. Brian, it appears that either in flashback form or hopefully the entire setting of this is like in the freaking 40s.
Yes, exactly. Like wood paneled.
Oh my gosh!
Like PT Cruiser looking cars. I mean, it is really cool looking.
But I don't understand how Holly has any time for this. So he's doing all that other stuff. Maybe I've got it wrong in my head. Maybe he's doing this first and then rolls into those movie things. I don't know. Star Trek and all that. I have no idea. Maybe. But I am so excited. Thank you for sending those. I can't show them to the chat because I don't have them on that computer. But just go look up Fargo Season 4 pics or something, and they're all like Prohibition era looking cars everywhere and people dressed like that era. Oh, if that's just dude, a 40s era Fargo.
You're all over it.
I'm I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
And
cool.
Chris Rock is in it, I heard. Is that true?
Oh, really? Is he in the next season of Fargo?
I think so.
That's cool.
So I think he plays a.
Well, Max Payne says that too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. This I think is the only casting we've heard about. Maybe there's more, but. I love that series so much I could taste it. All right, so there's that. Brian, tell me about your annual Thanksgiving Beatles show.
Yeah, 15th annual Thanksgiving Beatles double shot today on Coverville, 1 p.m. Mountain Time. It's the 50-year anniversary of their album Beatles for Sale, so we're going to start with covers of every song on that album. They actually did a bunch of covers on that album. They did Chuck Berry's Rock and Roll Music. They did a couple Carl Perkins tunes, but stuff like 8 Days a Week and Everybody Wants to Be My Baby are on there as well. So you hear covers of all of those. And then we're going to close it out with a couple sets of just Beatles classics. So all Beatles for about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes today on Coverville with limited interruptions from yours truly. So that'll start at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville.
That's excellent. take part in the celebration and the nostalgia of 15 years of quality Beatles content.
That's right.
From
Every
Coverville.
Thanksgiving.
That's right. Well, that's awesome. So you got a full day of content, everybody. Check it all out. Core tonight at 7. DTNS this afternoon. Thursday we're taking off because we got the Thanksgiving there. We're going to give thanks. And then Friday, my wife's birthday, 6 hour stream from me and Brian doing the charity thing. Again, to remind you at the bottom of the show here, frogpants.com/Jack Friday. All the details are there, or will yet be there as we add them. And we would love to see as many faces there as possible. We're going to have a really, really good time. And just, you don't need to go out and wait at Walmart in line for some dumb deal. Don't do
As
that.
a matter of fact, sadly, you can do that Thursday night.
Right. Exactly. So
But who needs doorbusters? Just wait and do your shopping on Cyber Monday. Look, I already looked. Nobody's selling an Oculus Quest for cheap for Black Friday. So I'm waiting until Cyber Monday, and I'm going to do my shopping for everybody else then.
Damn straight. That's what Brian's going to do. And I'm going to agree with him. All right, that's it for the show. Thank you all for being here. We are supported by you at frogpants.com/TMS. Sorry, patreon.com/TMS, although it's linked over there too, so you can get it wherever you go. That's patreon.com/TMS. You can find everything else at our website, frogpants.com/TMS. Send us your emails, themorningstream@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you got a feeling about something we said today, well, let it be known. That's themorningstream@gmail.com. All right, Brian, we're out of here. Let's play a song.
Yeah, so hi, Scott and Brian, says Dakota. I'll be turning 27 on the 27th of this month. It's your golden birthday. And I've been a listener since I discovered the Instance and ELR back when I was 14. Over this past year, I've moved in with my girlfriend, adopted a rescue kitten, passed the CPA exam, started a new job, earned a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and became a long overdue patron for this show. Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you for the constant stream of entertainment that you've provided over the years. Love the show, Dakota. Well, happy to do that for you, and so glad you wrote in for your birthday. Happy birthday. Dakota actually sent this in April of this year. So, like, if I get 2 requests for the same date, I always go with the earliest submitted one, FYI. All right, so Dakota's request is something upbeat. Pump up music. This is a great classic. David Essex recorded this song Rock On back in 1974, 1975. The Doughboys covered it here on their brand new album, Running for Covers. This one rocks. It'll get you pumped up for your Wednesday. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll see you on Friday. Here's Rock On by the Doughboys.
And we mean it. You better freaking be here because we're not doing this without you. Not true. We'll do it no matter what. But anyway, if you want to come, it'd be great, okay? We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Lover. Lover.
That's a good cap right there.
Lover.
Wait, do it again.
Lover.
Pretty close. A little Trump twinge in this one.
Lover. I have the best lovers.
Yesterday he